Welcome, Nadeem. I think heard a lot about Microlise and acquisitions recently. So, how do acquisitions really fit with your strategy and vision?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me here. When we talk about acquisitions, we're really looking to plug gaps in our portfolio of products and services. And what we do is we evaluate whether it's better for us to create those from the ground up, or whether it's better to go out there and buy a company that's already doing it. And we have created a lot of products and done a lot of innovation ourselves, but equally, sometimes if it's already out there, why reinvent the wheel? Why not just go and acquire a business that does that already? So a lot of our acquisitions over the last year have been around TMS, transport management systems, and we've bought 2 companies in that space because that was an area that we felt we could provide a lot more value and a lot more benefit to our customers, and hence we brought that sort of product and service into our portfolio.
Okay, great, thank you. And I guess when you're acquiring companies, there's always the challenge of how you integrate them. So how do you go about successfully integrating your purchases?
Well, we've now done 4 companies in total in the last few years,
right.
So we've got better at it through practice. But generally, it's all about the people. Companies are actually all about the actual people themselves. So it's about how do we bring those in, make that a very positive experience. How do we make sure that we are fitting those people into our culture and in our way of working, etc. So, there's all the standard things about implementing IT systems and so on, but that's just the technical bit of it. It's more about welcoming all of those new people from a new company into the Microlise way of doing things and the Microlise culture, and it's important to initially, when you're looking at acquiring a business, to make sure that there is going to be a reasonable cultural fit, because if it's not going to work culturally, it doesn't matter how good the product is and so on, they're never just going to really integrate. So we that's also part of our due diligence when we're looking at companies, and I think we've had very positive feedback from people when they join and become part of the Microlise family.
Excellent. And so, talking about joining the family and culture, everybody's talking about innovation these days. How does Microlise do innovation?
So we have a number of different ways that we try and innovate. Obviously, we have a lot of technical people. We have a lot of creative people. We have a lot of people in product management that spend a lot of time with customers. And also a lot of great ideas actually are generated by our customers. We spend a lot of time talking to them and collaborating with them on particular projects and particular developments. And really, a lot of the work that we do and the solutions that we create are from problems that customers throw at us and say, hey, we've got this huge challenge, whether it's to do with particular changes in legislation or compliance or whatever, or just general issues that they've got in their business, and we evaluate those and try and come up with an innovative way of solving that problem that's commercially viable. And we have a whole bunch of people that work together to try and do that.
Excellent. Okay. And with such fast-paced change these days, how does Microlise stay ahead of the curve?
Well, that's really difficult because technology is changing so quickly. Last year, you couldn't move 2 feet without bumping somebody talking about AI. AI was the big thing with ChatGPT and so on. And I think we've gone over the sort of hype curve on that, and we're now into more practical uses for AI. But interestingly, we've been using AI for years, right? We may not have necessarily talked about it a lot, but there is a lot of AI embedded in some of our products already. And really, the challenge is making sure that all of the people that you've got are continually looking and evaluating new technologies. We do an awful amount of spend and time on training, because all of these technical people do have to continually keep up to pace with new technologies as they emerge and come about. And that's really how we try and ensure that we keep up with all of those innovations that are going on around the world, all around us.
Brilliant. Okay. No small challenge. And I mean, you mentioned collaboration.
Yeah.
Collaboration and partnerships, obviously important, working with your customers. So what's Microlise's approach to partnership with clients?
Well, we firmly believe that you have to spend time and you have to listen to your customers, because that's how you understand what their problems are and how you can look at coming up with solutions for them. And we are very fortunate that we have some really long-standing relationships with our customers. Our churn rate is below 1%. It's 0.7% in terms of customers that move away from us. So we tend to have, in some cases, decade-long, or in some cases over 2 decades long relationships with our customers. And that means that we're able to really get under the skin of their business and truly understand the kind of issues that they've got, understand their strategy, look at where they're planning on going in the next 1, 2, 5 years, etc. And look at how do we align with that, how do we help them get there.
Brilliant. Nadeem, thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.